Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Astronaut and thank you once again for joining me on a brand new Mortal Kombat 11 coverage video. This video is completely dedicated to the top 5 reveals that I think are the most anticipated reveals of the next round of character reveals. And guys, if y'all are anything like me, at this point I'm really tired of the safe character reveals. I think all the characters that we've seen up until this moment have been very predictable, very safe. Like we all knew Raiden was going to be on there, we knew that Scorpion was going to be there, we knew Sub-Zero was going to be there. Sonya Blade wasn't that big of a surprise, neither was Kano, and I think the biggest surprise we've had has been Scarlet, and then of course Garrus was a brand new character. So but I'm ready for more hardcore reveals. I'm really ready to see a new lineup of characters that are going to be playing a major role in the story mode, and it's going to give us more of a clue about what's going on with the game. So I'm thinking that there's a lot of gamers out there who are on the same page as I am, and I've taken the time to take the 5 most popular characters in my opinion and put them all together in this video and kind of discuss it so I can get your feedback and you guys let me know what you think. But all these characters that I've listed in this video are characters that they've received some sort of confirmation on some level as being 99.9% playable. There's been some sort of connection, some sort of tie-in of them to the game. So these aren't just wish list characters that I'm putting in this video. These are characters that have been confirmed on some level, maybe not directly by Netherrealm saying they're going to be in the game, but we've seen their presence in the game either in the story mode or in just interviews or in the community live event or something along those lines. So alright guys, so let's kick things off. Let's kick things off with Jade. Now guys, before I get into her character, let me first say that I do believe that she's 99.9% confirmed. She was listed as Sonic Fox's main during the community event back on January the 17th, and we all know that pro gamers get access to different versions of the game before it comes out, and I do believe that the pro gamers probably had access to the beta version of the game, which had the entire 25 base roster on it, which allowed Sonic Fox and the other pro gamers to play with different characters other than the 7 that got revealed at the community event. So some people feel like it could have been a gimmick. I do not think it was a gimmick. I think we could put credibility behind that and use this as a way to just confirm and say that she's going to be in the game. Now, the one thing I'm excited about with Jade is the fact that we have not seen Jade since 2011. It's been like 6 or 7 years. She had to sit out for Mortal Kombat 10, so it's really exciting to see her come back because we know that all the characters at this point have human faces scanned upon them, so their looks are going to be very different. I mean, up until this moment, all the characters that have been revealed look fairly different from how we've traditionally seen them. Some for the good, some for the bad. Unfortunately, I kind of have to put that out there. I don't necessarily agree with how all the characters look, but still in all, the fact that all the characters have human faces at this point gives them a whole different dimension, a whole different feel to their character. So I can't wait to see what Jade is going to look like. And the fact that she's had to sit out for a number of years, that's what kind of builds up a lot of anticipation behind wanting to see her, because we haven't seen her for so long. We've only been able to use Katana with her weapons for the past few years since Mortal Kombat X came out. So I feel like there's a lot of anticipation, a lot of excitement about seeing Jade all over again. And one thing that they've always done with Jade, which I appreciate aesthetically, is the fact that they've always balanced Jade out with being a balance of both being classy but being sexy at the same time. So Jade has always been sexy. She's always, of course, had, the provocative look, but at the same time she's also had very stylish, very stylized outfits, the ninja outfits that she's had back in Mortal Kombat Deception and Armageddon. She was one of my favorite female characters because of how distinct she looked. I mean, it was very sexy, but at the same time it was like I said, very classy, very dignified, and I felt like they were kind of taking the whole female ninja look to a different level with her, because it wasn't just the typical ninja outfit that she always had on. It was something that just kind of had more detail. It was more features to her costumes, things like that. So anyway, so I believe that they'll probably do that same thing with her if we see her, or when we see her. I think she'll still have that same balance of being sexy and classy. Another thing is, I can't wait to see I can't wait to see if there's going to be a connection between Jade and Kronika. Now my personal interpretation is, I don't believe that Jade's ending was canon, of course, in Mortal Kombat 9, but I think it's very evident at this point that the developers decided to borrow elements from her ending in Mortal Kombat 9 and use them as the basis for some elements of the storyline from Mortal Kombat 11, because in her ending in Mortal Kombat 9, the dream goddess or whoever that was said that the death of Shao Kahn needed to be reimagined. And now here we are, fast forward to Mortal Kombat 11, and Shao Kahn is coming back. He is being reestablished in the story mode. He's being made playable again. So certain elements from her ending in Mortal Kombat 9 are being taken and being revisited, and now once again we see that, you know, there are a number of elements at work right now that point back to Jade, point back to the Dream Goddess, but we have not had a direct confirmation that there is a connection between Jade and Kronika, or that even that, you know, Kronika is the same woman as the Dream Goddess from her ending. So I think by having a character reveal of Jade, we will finally get answers that have pretty much been speculation for a number of years, and it will be nice to actually get closure on that. Also, if we do, I mean, when we do get a reveal for Jade, it will be interesting to see, are we going to get a reveal of Revenant Jade? Because in my mind, what is canon is the fact that where Mortal Kombat 9 left off was with Jade being a member of the Revenant. So I'm curious to see, are we going to see Revenant Jade, or are we going to see a version of Jade from the past because of the time travel? But either way, I definitely believe we are going to see Jade in this game. The next character I want to talk about is Princess Katana. I am really excited to see a character reveal for Princess Katana, because we all know that Katana is playing a huge role in the Mortal Kombat 11 story mode. But before I get into her character, I do want to say that I believe she's 99.9% playable, because not only did we see her in the story mode where she was standing next to Liu Kang, but we also saw that fight sequence between her and Cassie Cage, and we also see that she's in the startup menu. She's the face of one of the cards that you can choose to start one of the game modes. So all of that pretty much spells out that she's definitely going to be a playable character. Now I am really looking forward to seeing a character reveal for Katana, because we haven't seen any Revenants revealed so far. Katana would be the first one, and so we've seen glimpses of what they look like. Clearly they all seem to be resembling what they look like prior in Mortal Kombat X, but still in all, once we get a character trailer for one of them, we'll see up close and personal exactly the designs and how they're going to look in the rounds and things like that, and that'll be really exciting, especially with Katana, because I think of all the Revenants, Katana probably had the most, in my opinion, I think she had the most devastating costume. That Dark Empress costume that she had as the Dark Empress of Netherrealm in Mortal Kombat 10, I think that just took the cake across the board with all the Revenants. That outfit, that skin on her was really shocking and very dramatic, and I think was very well designed. And so I think, you know, to see her as a Revenant character, to see the designs and the ideas that Netherrealm comes up for Katana once again with her customization and things like that, is going to be really, really something to look forward to. Now, we all know that since Katana is playing such a big role in the story mode, I think that they might have delayed revealing her, because clearly her dialogue with the other characters is going to reveal elements of the story mode. Seeing how the other characters respond to her in battle is going to reveal certain elements of the story mode, and her still being a Revenant character interacting with Sonya and Raiden and characters like that. The dialogues are definitely going to, you know, be clues into what's going on with the story mode. So I'm guessing that might be why they've held off on showing Katana for so long, or kept her for maybe the second tier of reveals or whatever, because clearly her, if you know, for them to reveal her as a Revenant and her dialogues with the other characters is going to show and give us a clue into what's happening in the story mode. So that's all I'll say about that, but I can't wait. I think Katana is going to be a hardcore character reveal, and that's what I am wanting at this point. The next character I want to talk about is Shang Tsung. I definitely believe Shang Tsung is going to be a hardcore character reveal. Before I get into his character though, I believe he's been 99.9% confirmed, because he actually has a stage named after him called Shang Tsung's Deserted Island, or Shang Tsung's Island, something like that. You could see it during the community event when Ed Boon is speaking, and he's setting up a match between Baraka and Scorpion, and you see Shang Tsung's Island being one of the options that can be chosen for the fight stages. So I believe that confirms Shang Tsung right there. It's going to be exciting to see Shang Tsung, or Shang Tsung. It's going to be exciting to see Shang Tsung because we have not seen him since 2011 like Jade, and it's going to be really exciting to see what he's going to look like. You know, Shang Tsung always has, you know, robes on that always looks very very traditional, things like that. Of course, we know he is quite naturally going to be up to his typical sorcery type narrative storyline type stuff. That's what he's always doing. The one thing that I really hope they do with Shang Tsung is I hope they really bring back his ability to morph, because it seems like in games past that was one of his best features, which was the ability to morph into the different characters. But in certain installments, they've taken that away from him and just kind of given him a normal move set, just like the rest of the characters. And the same thing went for Sindel as well. Sindel started off being able to fly, but for some reason they decided to take that away from her, and now she just plays, you know, with a regular move set like anybody else. So I don't like when they do that. I mean, if they started a character off with a certain feature, I think they need to continue that feature on with them, because that was one of the things that made them attractive as a character to begin with. And Shang Tsung, I think it's wonderful to be able to play as Shang Tsung and be able to morph into different characters, especially, you know, I think it would be a really awesome, very creative and clever edge if they not only put Shang Tsung in the game, but for whatever characters that they allowed that they don't include in the game, it would be cool to allow Shang Tsung to morph into some of the characters that you're not able to play as because they didn't make the roster. So I think that would be a really clever thing, and that would be a very cool attraction to add into Mortal Kombat 11 to kind of give people more inspiration to want to play. It's kind of like in Mortal Kombat 10, you know, when Jade wasn't playable, they gave Katana her moveset and her weapons, and or, you know, when they left Baraka out, they gave Alien a variation to allow players to still, you know, have a bit of a Baraka experience. So I kind of see this along the same lines. You know, I think that if they're gonna play Shang Tsung in the game, they should allow him to, one, morph, and two, morph into characters that didn't make the roster, so that people could still play their favorites through Shang Tsung. That would be a very clever element. So and also, just lastly about Shang Tsung, I do believe that not only is he going to be playable, but I think he's going to play a fairly decent role in the story mode, because if you remember, all the stages in Mortal Kombat X that you could fight on, they were all stages based off of scenarios from the story mode. So for Shang Tsung to have a whole stage named after him, that must mean that there's something in the story mode that's going on that they clearly borrowed from that moment in the story mode to make a fight stage based on the story mode. So I'm anticipating a lot with Shang Tsung. I think he's going to be a hardcore character reveal, and hopefully he's probably going to play a major role in the story mode if he has his own stage named after him. So that's my conclusion with that. The next character I want to talk about is Rain, and I think so many people have been wanting to play with Rain ever since Mortal Kombat 10 and seeing him in the story mode and whatnot. And before I get into his character, let me first say that I do believe he'll be 99.9% playable because, one, like Katana, he's included in the startup menu of the game. You can see him on one of the card options that allows you to choose one of the game modes, and also he's listed as the main player for one of the pro gamers from the community event. So Sonic Fox had Jade as his main, and I think Tweety or one of the other pro gamers had Rain listed as their main. So I definitely took that seriously, and I definitely believe we're going to see Rain again. That being said, yes, guys, I definitely believe we're going to see Rain. I can't wait to see a character reveal for him. There was such a huge NPC uproar over Rain. I mean, it got so bad to where that people were, you know, creating mods to where they could actually play with him. And so many people were just so mad that they couldn't play as Rain, and it didn't help the fact that Netherrealm designed his character to where he looked just really good. I mean, you know, he's the son of Argus. He's, you know, considered, you know, royalty from Edenia and whatnot. So Netherrealm really gave him an outfit and a look that was very polished, very royal, very dignified. And I think when people saw that in Mortal Kombat 10, they just flipped, because, you know, when you see a character with a really great skin, with a really great outfit on, I mean, it just makes you want to play them. So I mean, I think, you know, Netherrealm just really screwed over the players with that. So I think that just created, it just boosted Rain all the way to the top of the list in terms of characters to return. But I think there's a lot we can look forward to with Rain, and there's a lot of answers that I would like to get, because in Mortal Kombat X, he was allied with Melina, And Kotal Khan did make a comment to him saying, surely Melina knows your true intentions, son of Argus. So there was a storyline that was going on with Rain in Mortal Kombat X that really didn't get explored. And there was also a connection a relationship that he had formed with Melina, which I thought was really clever to show Melina connected to Rain, because that was such an unlikely camaraderie. That was so unlikely to see him in such a bonded relationship. And not only that, but it also seemed that Melina was looking out for him and protecting him, and then he was protecting her. So it almost seemed like there could have been a relationship going on. And it also showed a more emotional side to Melina, which we rarely get a chance to see. I mean, typically Melina in the past has always been depicted as being, you know, kind of on the verge of being psychotic and crazy and violent and you know, all this stuff, and aggressive. But you know, her relationship with Rain, we actually saw her a bit more emotional, a bit more sensitive, a bit more loyal in a sense to those who were around her. So I thought that was really clever, and I think that if they do bring Rain back, which I do believe they are, it would be nice for us to understand a bit more of what was happening with him in Mortal Kombat 10 and what his intentions were in trying to get the amulet, because we all know that it seemed that he was kind of using Melina to get to the amulet, but we never saw exactly what his intentions really were and what he was going to do with those. Unless, I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe I need to go back and watch the story mode to Mortal Kombat 10 again, because you know, I have made comments in the past without, you know, realizing that, you know, something else was going on. But anyways, but yeah, so it would be interesting for him to come back, for us to see exactly what his real intentions were, what was he doing, why was he after the amulet, and to get a little more wholeness in that part of the story. So anyways, but yeah. And the last character I want to talk about is Noob Saibot. Guys, I am really excited. I kind of saved the best for last because I think Noob is the most hyped up, the most demanded character for a return from all the fans. And before I get into his character, I do believe he is going to be playable because he can be seen in the startup menu for Mortal Kombat 11. I believe his icon, his image is used for either the selection of one of the towers or for one of the different game modes. One way or the other, he's there. So I definitely believe he's 99.9% playable, and I'm really excited for that because Ed Boon has already said he wants to give the fans what they want. All the most demanded characters, he's giving that to the fans in Mortal Kombat 11, which is why we're seeing a return of a lot of legacy characters, a lot of characters from the past that fans have just been demanding, I guess probably ever since Mortal Kombat 9, I guess. So but yeah, so I definitely believe that having Noob Saibot in the game is going to present players with a really unique opportunity that I hope Netherrealm decides to capitalize on, because Noob Saibot is the only character on the entire roster of Mortal Kombat that has been two different characters at two different times. In the past, he started off as the original Sub-Zero as Bihan, and then as the game progressed, he turned into Noob Saibot. And so if Netherrealm plays this to their advantage, if they make the most of this opportunity of time travel, then I think we will see a fantasy battle between Bihan from the past and Noob from the future, or the original Sub-Zero fighting Noob in the future, because now, you know, because of Kronika rewinding time, we have a young Liu Kang fighting Revenant Liu Kang, we have a young Kung Lao fighting a Revenant Kung Lao, and so these fantasy battles are now taking place. And because Noob Saibot is the only character on the roster who's been two different characters at two different times, this is the perfect opportunity for Netherrealm to allow fans to basically play as the original Sub-Zero, possibly in the past, and be up against Noob Saibot from the future, you know, through a time rift or of some sort. So I really hope that Netherrealm capitalizes on this unique opportunity, because this is something that could only happen through time travel, through rewinding of time, and this is the perfect opportunity since that's exactly what Kronika is doing. It will allow Bihan to face his future self, and it could, you know, make for a really interesting alternative timeline of sorts or whatever. But this is a fantasy battle that, you know, I really feel like Netherrealm just can't pass up that opportunity. They just cannot pass up just the golden opportunity of letting, you know, Bihan face himself in the future, or, you know, or not only that, but this also allows for Bihan to have some sort of interaction with Kuai Ling, Bihan from the past possibly talking to Kuai Ling, Sub-Zero in the future, or you know, or a Kuai Ling from the past talking to Bihan from the past, or I mean, a number of different interactions and battles, fantasy battles could take place. You know, but Kuai Ling versus Bihan possibly in the past. We don't know. We don't know, but I can't wait to see if Netherrealm makes the most of this unique opportunity with Noob Saibot. So I hope, guys, I really hope that they have the imagination enough to allow Noob Saibot to fight against Bihan. I would love to see that. All right, guys, that's the end of everything. I really wanted to make this video as substantial as possible. I really wanted to put as much substance into it. And guys, look for these character reveals, guys. I honestly believe I'm not one to just, you know, just try to like throw stuff out there for no reason, but I honestly believe we're gonna see all 5 of these characters, and I believe these are all 5 going to be hardcore character reveals because you know, these are characters. Some of these characters are people that we haven't seen since Mortal Kombat 9. It's gonna be great to see them again. So like I said, so far we've seen a lot of predictable, safe character reveals. That these are characters that we just got finished in seeing in Mortal Kombat 10, so it's not that much of a surprise. So alright guys, that's been my time. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Astronaut out.